Hello, my name is Paulo Leite. I love buying music and I will show you record shops I visit all around the world. On this video, I'll take you to Carbono Amadora. This record shop is located in Amadora, Portugal. Amadora is a city situated right next to Lisbon. In fact, if you take a train from downtown Lisbon, the trip to Amadora should last roughly 25 minutes. This is a shop I visit many times since I work in the same neighborhood. From time to time, I go there and see if there is anything that interests me, something I could add to my ever-growing collection. The shop is located on the first floor of a very small shopping center, very close to the Amadora train station. You can easily spot it by the letters on its windows. As you climb the escalator, the shop is impossible to miss. Inside, you'll find a mix between new and used CDs and vinyl records. If you are looking for used pop CDs, here's some of its collection. Now let's look at their used jazz CD collection. Oh, you are going to find great albums here. Their classic rock section is not very large, but it is well curated, meaning that you will find many great records from classic bands and artists. Let's take a look. Of course, like in any record shop, new stuff is arriving every day. They have a small quantity of classical music on CD, but the selection is good. Deutsche Grammophon, Decca, Philips, EMI, and other well-respected labels. Here and there, you'll also find a decent number of double, triple CDs and box sets. Children's records, karaoke, you can find a bit of everything. You are also going to find a decent selection of Portuguese and Brazilian used CDs, as well as movie soundtracks. Prices for most used CDs, the good ones, will mostly average between 6 to 10 euros, with some exceptions. Prices that are in line with other shops I have visited all throughout Europe. Still, regarding price, the staff here is very knowledgeable. This means they know the value of the titles they have, so don't expect to find a rare edition lost inside the discount bin. Still, you may find something you like for a very reasonable price. And talking about discount, of course, they have a fair selection of discounted CDs for 2.5 euros, or 3 CDs for 5, mostly compilations, cheap classical music, and some less memorable stuff. They also have a selection of CDs for 5 euros or 3 CDs for 10 euros, where you may find some good titles. But perhaps the best section they have is of metal and hard rock CDs. It is worth saying that metalheads, nowadays, seem to be one of the very few groups that still buys new CDs. If that's your case, you're lucky because their collection is quite good, considering the size of the shop. In fact, beyond the international titles, Carbono Amadora also keeps a fair selection of Portuguese metal, which may be of interest to visitors from other countries. Now let's talk about their vinyl collection. For starters, they have a small section of new vinyl. On the used side, they keep a decent number of 12-inch singles. Some jazz, some classical, and lots of 70s, 80s, and 90s pop, rock, soul, and disco. Let's take a look at some titles. Used LP vinyl prices go for an average of 10 euros. Oh, they also have a decent selection of 45s and 7-inch singles that can go for 2 to 10 euros, depending on the rarity, quality, and condition of the title. But they also have a fair amount of discounted used LPs for only 5 euros. It's always interesting to flip through the selection. I always find a couple of good titles, curiosities, or stuff I just forgot existed. Some nostalgia applies here. By the way, the shop carries a small selection of vintage turntables that is worth checking, just in case. All in perfect running condition, of course. They also have a used DVDs and Blu-ray selection of movies, series and concerts, mostly Portuguese editions. The shop carries a small number of used cassettes, music-related merch, books, and a handful of laser discs. Sadly, those older formats are not well represented, only a few titles. Overall, the shop is very clean and its collection is easily accessible. Everything is kept well organized by either genre, alphabetical order, or price. I always consider this to be a true blessing, since I have been to many similarly sized record shops where the staff either does not care or is simply overwhelmed by the amount of stuff they have, to a point where half the records is buried under more records, and you really have to suffer to find what you are looking for. At a certain point, it gets so frustrating, and I'll visit some of those shops on future videos. But not here. As I've said, everything here is easy to find and well organized. The CD cases are usually in good condition. I did not find anything broken. Vinyl record covers, the used ones, tend to be at least in good condition. I did not see anything that was bad. It is worth mentioning that the management also operates an online shop on Discogs. In fact, they have a more than decent amount of stuff that is only available online. And of course, they will ship worldwide. Here's a useful tip. Sometimes they have to leave for 30 minutes in order to go to the post office to ship their mail orders. So, if you find the door closed, just wait a little bit and they will come back. They are open from Mondays through Saturdays. Overall, Carbono Amadora is definitely worth paying a visit. It may not be a big space like other shops we find in larger European cities. However, there is plenty of good stuff there, and I am sure you're gonna find something you would love to have. And you should be here with me. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy buying music, and like visiting record shops, give us a like and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to suggest me record shops near you that I should visit. There is plenty of great stuff coming.